It was tough. You know, a lot of those came off of some of our misses, so it was early leakouts in transition. That's when I think they broke the game open. But again, our guys competed. They fought during this game, and they didn't let the atmosphere affect their poise and their demeanor. So I think that's an area of growth for our guys in this moment. But again, they made some tough, big-time shots at the right moments.
Along those growth lines, I mean, you guys had turnover issues in the first matchup. You guys seem to clean that up tonight. How pleased were you with the improvement in that area specifically?
I think you celebrate the small successes in that area. You know, you challenge these guys to take better care of the basketball, and we did that. You know, we had some good looks; they didn't fall defensively. You know and I think we did a better job of just being able to sit down and defend without fouling. I think that's one area we've challenged them to, and they did better there. Now these guys made some tough shots, and then you got to tip your hat to them for that.
Going into this, two-game stretch, how good Boston's defense is. What do you think that brought out of Paolo, Franz, in terms of their growth as playmakers to have to try to attack that defense and figure it out?
It's great for these guys to see that. Understanding what they're going to continue to see. You know, guys are extremely physical with them, trying to keep them out of the lane, the different switching, the different double teams, the different pick and roll coverages, and we'll continue to break down film to help them understand exactly what they're going to see moving forward. But it's a great opportunity for our guys to continue to grow and learn and get better at different defenses that we'll see.
And what kind of, on that growth line, what's kind of your message to them going out of this series, playing them tough, but also losing these two games and things that kind of have to improve on that?
They felt exactly what it means to be a high-level basketball team and knowing what it takes, and I think our guys register that. You know, by no means, is it a moral victory. It is more along the lines of how do we take the learning from this and get better as we move forward. So understanding how physical you can be within a game, how you have to defend the right way, how you have to share the basketball, and then when you're open, you have to be confident enough to step in and take your shots. All those pieces are the things that they felt within this game.
Paolo, 36 today. He had 42 in a loss against Cleveland. When he has games like that, obviously, you can celebrate what he's able to do offensively. But what needs to happen for him to have help offensively?
Can you repeat what is the question you're asking? I'm a little bit off on that one.
When Paolo goes off and feels comfortable, 19 in the first quarter, and he starts shooting well, what needs to happen for him to have help offensively? Franz was 3 of 14 today. So what needs to happen in terms of sharing the basketball and offensively getting scoring from someone else besides him?
I really think he's doing a great job of just trying to stay aggressive. I mean, you look at the last game that he played, they were extremely physical with him around the rim. He made the right adjustments getting there and attacking the basket, and then obviously knocking down some shots. When it comes to the help, I really believe our guys are doing all the right things. We just happened to miss some shots, and they made it difficult. Their physicality was up at a high level, and I think that's one thing that we're going to continue to learn and grow from and look at the film and take it back so these guys can see what they're going to look at moving forward.
As you mentioned, their defense is tough. They've got a lot of playmakers. For Paolo to have that type of performance in this type of environment, just how much growth does it continue to show from him?
It's going to be a continued level of growth for these guys, just knowing that, we're going to see a lot of physicality. We're going to see these guys trying to take away, what Franz and Paolo do a lot of times, but their ability to start to play make, to keep attacking the basket, to keep sharing the basketball. And then again, we just got to make sure that we get back to defending the right way, so now we're allowed to get out and get easy baskets.
You spoke a lot about the growth, but from Friday through to today, what do you sense from the group in terms of their maybe disappointment from Friday, competitiveness, and what they believe that they can compete right now with those teams?
I said it before. This is not a moral victory, And so just saying, we competed, we're growing. Those are great things, and that's the truth. But the reality is, these guys are not happy about not getting the game because they feel like we're at a good level of basketball and we can compete with some of the best teams. And knowing that, it stings a little more, but we have to be willing to learn from this, right? And that's the big portion of what these guys are going to do. They got to learn from whatever happens and how these teams are playing us, and then move forward.
Okay, great. Thank you, Coach.
They obviously hit threes at a greater rate at home than any team in the NBA. When they get rolling from beyond the arc like they did late in this one, just how tough are they to slow down?
Yeah, I wouldn't say impossible, but they're very, very hard to stop when the three ball's going in like it was today. Just because they got so many guys who can beat you off the dribble. Pretty much every guy out there except for the center can go and get to the rim. So while you're honoring that, you want to be in the gaps, you want to help, but when they're shooting a three like that, it makes it hard, kind of puts you in a bind. So, yeah.
What can this team take away from this 2-game series?
We got work to do. That's a championship caliber team. They got championship aspirations. They've been there. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals pretty much every year, or right in the mix for it. So if we want to get there, that's the team we got to compete with and we got to beat.
Stands out about Jason, Jalen, his playmakers. Obviously, them as a duo leading this team. The way they were able to attack you guys with passing as much as they're scoring in this series.
Yeah, those guys are both great players, and they understand that they understand the gravity that they have as scorers, and you can just see just how slow the game is for both of them. Neither one of them looked like they were ever rushed. Even when we tried to pressure, double, they kind of stayed composed. Jaylen Brown got super hot in the fourth quarter, which kind of that sealed the game right there. So, they're great scorers, but like you said, their passing can hurt you too.
Is this something you can kind of pull from playing Boston, playing them tough? You've been able to beat them in the past, but even in this series, losing them here, is there stuff you can pull from the success they've had and seeing it up close?
Yeah, I think you just look at them, and you see just how together they play. Not just Jalen and Jason, but Derek White, Drew Holiday, Horford. Those guys give great minutes, great effort on both sides of the ball, and no one does more than they're supposed to, which I think is a huge thing, for any good team. You guys got to be willing to play their role and, do whatever it takes for the team to win, and I think Boston does a great job of that.
Paolo, what were you seeing out there? You obviously got off to a tremendously hot start. What kind of adjustments did you make to the way they were playing in game one to game two?
Yeah, I think just taking what they give me, putting Holiday on me. He's a smaller guy, but very, very active, very good defender. Trying to speed me up. So trying to play at my own pace, use my size, and then just be aggressive, take my shots, make my shots. Would have liked to play better in the second half, but that's a tough team. When you start how I started. Rarely do you get to continue to score at that clip. They're gonna do whatever it takes to put a stop to it. So, you gotta give credit to them.
You talked in the past about Jason kind of being a guy who mentors you, for lack of a better term, or just kind of keeps up with you throughout the year. Is that something he's continued to do this year, or even during the series, kind of check in with you?
No, we haven't talked much since the season started. We've had a little bit of back and forth here and there. He sent me some shoes. I asked him for some shoes, so he sent me some shoes early in the year. But he's been a huge help for me. Since I first got to Duke, was when I first started. Talking to him, and he's a great player. He's done everything that I want to do. So anytime you can build a relationship with a guy like that and pick his brain, I'm a sponge, so I try to learn as much as I can.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.